Since I was a jit, I knew I was a winner. I pray to God forgive me cause I'm a born sinner. Got more on my plate than a Thanksgiving dinner. Gotta save for any days cause shit do get thinner.
You know how we giving it up, man. It's your boy Jumpout L.O. And you tuned in to check your mental. And today, man, today is the first day of the year. Right? What a blessing it is to be alive. And I had something I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about, doing a vision board and planning for the upcoming year. But then I remember something that's very special to me. I don't know how I could forget this, right? Today, I make 5 years that I've been clean and sober from my Percocet addiction. I remember exactly, vividly when I started, right? Because I remember it was New Year's Eve on 2017, right? And I remember going into 2018, I remember popping my last pill and saying to myself, man, this is it. This is my last one. I had it with this, And I pray to God. I remember I prayed to God that night and asked God to just give me the strength to be able to remain sober and stop this addiction that was killing me, right? And through God's grace, today I make 5 years, y'all. 5 years that I've been clean and sober from Percocets. And I want to dedicate this episode for anybody that's struggling with addiction. I'm very openly about my past because I live in my truth. I live in the truth. I don't like to hide anything from anybody. I speak my truth and I live in my truth. And I want to dedicate this episode for anybody there struggling with addiction. And I want to tell you that I'm living proof that it's possible. I'm living proof that it's possible to overcome anything. If you believe in the higher power, if you believe in something bigger than you can imagine, then you will understand that you could overcome addiction. You could overcome the battles of the urges of wanting to just get high all the time and wanting to escape reality. Because that was me for a very long time. I wanted to escape reality. I wanted to escape life. I was in very deep depression, and honestly, I don't think I wanted to live because my actions and the things that I was doing, it was for a person that was suicidal. I always mention it on the peak of my addiction. I used to take 13 pills, 12 pills at one time, and sometimes I would doze off in places or doze off in a drive-through, doze off anywhere because my body just couldn't handle it anymore. And from where I am today is a complete blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to be able to talk to you guys and give people hope that if you put your best foot forward, it's hope. You could overcome anything in this world. You could overcome it because I am living proof that my God is real. Because my God helped me overcome addiction. I couldn't have 1 second sober. I'm going on 5 years. I remember going through the withdrawals. I remember thinking that I was going to die of withdrawals. But let me tell you, you don't die of withdrawals. They're just very painful and uncomfortable. I remember trying to stop a bunch of times before I actually succeeded. Right? I remember trying to put myself in the program, but I wouldn't get accepted because they didn't accept my insurance. So I tried everything in the books to get over my addiction, but I kept going through obstacles. But I'm gonna always repeat this. My urge to live was bigger than my will to die. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to die to addiction. I didn't want to die to a pill. I always say that, how can something this small overpower me? How can I allow something that small overpower me? And through God's grace, I'm here to talk about it. And again, this episode wasn't going to be about that. This episode was going to be about planning for the next year and having a vision board and mapping out your goals, right? And writing down your goals and attacking them. Because when you attack your goals and you write them down and you check them off, it's a little bit more fulfilling to know that you're sticking to your word, right? But that's not what the Spirit wanted me to talk about. That's not what it led me to talk about. It led me to talk about something that a lot of us are battling. Many of us are battling out there, and that's addiction. whatever you're addicted to. Because it's not just drugs. You could be addicted to gambling. You could be addicted to sex. You could be addicted to porn. Whatever you're addicted to, I want to tell you that with hard work and dedication, you can overcome it. But it starts with the will of wanting to change. It starts with the will of wanting more out of life. I wanted more out of life. I wanted more. I wanted God to use me to my full potential. And I know if I continue to get high, he couldn't use me that way. I was useless. I had to get it together before my God could utilize me to help others. I had to be a testimony to those who are struggling. Because if I'm still battling, how can I help somebody else? How can I help somebody else that's struggling if I'm still struggling? But my God took me out of the slumps. He took me out the pits of hell so I could help others that are in the pits. So I could pull you out and let you know, man, yo, it's possible, my brother. And I always say this. I went cold turkey, but it was a method to my cold turkeyness, right? It was a method. I minimized my use little by little, and I winged myself off until I said, you know what, I could do this. I went through withdrawals, but they weren't as severe as if I would have kept popping more and more pills. And thank God I had no liver damage, no damage in my insides. I thank the Lord, my Savior, for keeping me healthy. And I don't want you to wait until you have a severe illness to want to stop, because it might be too late. Stop now. Stop right now. Put the pill down. And if you need a program, go for the program. But if you're a strong-minded person that you feel like you can overcome it, just wing yourself off little by little. And you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe that you can overcome anything you put your mind to. Right? And I'm just blessed, man. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be here. I spent my new year, I brung it in the house. I didn't go anywhere. I saved my money because I believe it's pointless to go out now and spend all this money and start your year like you did last year. That defeats the purpose of bringing in a new you and leaving all the nonsense behind. If you get drunk and go out and you wake up to, you go out to 7 something in the morning, then you started your year like last year. And what are you doing different? That's insanity. You're not doing anything different, but you're expecting different results. And like I said, man, I thank God that I'm still here. I thank God for blessing me. I thank God for allowing me to see change. I thank God for allowing me to speak to you guys and show you that it's hope. It's hope, man. It's hope. You can change. You can overcome addiction. You can overcome all the nonsense that the world gives you. You can overcome it, but you have to put effort. It takes effort and it takes will. Once you have the will to change, then you will change. But you have to want it. I can't want it more than you. I could just tell you my story and hope you get motivated. And every year I'm gonna have to repeat my story because there's some new listeners. They're not gonna go back 90 some episodes to hear me. So I gotta revisit these subjects because they're very delicate. And I want you to understand that I'm not going to judge you. I'm not a person to judge. Only God can do that. Whatever you're battling, don't be around judgmental people that don't understand the struggle of addiction. Be around people that understand. And not for nothing, go into an NA meeting. Listen to these people. Listen to the people that go to these NA meetings. And listen to their stories, man. Their stories are powerful and they will motivate you to want change. Because if you think you have it bad, there's somebody that has it worse. There's somebody that has it worse. And like I said, I'm here to tell my story. I'm here to say I'm 5 years clean. I thought it was 6 for some reason, but it's 5 because it was going on 2018. So that makes 5 years, right? And I'm here to tell you my story. I'm here to tell you that God is amazing. I'm here to tell you that God is great. But you have to want it. You have to want it. You have to seek his kingdom. You have to understand that. And even, like I said, even if you don't believe in God, if you believe in the higher power, seek in your higher power and ask for guidance. Ask for the universe to guide you to make better decisions. It's whatever you believe in. I don't judge nobody's belief, but I can tell you what works for me. I don't expect you to follow my path or my belief system, but this is just what works for me. And I want to end up with that today, man. Addiction could be overcome. I'm living proof that if you do things with your heart and you plead like, God, I want change, or my universe, I want change, change will come. But you have to put effort to it. I make 5 years clean today, y'all. I would never thought that I could make 5 minutes clean. But I'm going on 5 years. And I'm here to inspire others to want change and to seek change. So you tuned in to Check Your Mental. It's your boy Jumpout L.O. Man, Happy New Year's, y'all.
People hate you when you speak the truth. They hate that shit. And shame on you if you mislead the youth. How you 35 with a missing tooth? You don't feed your kids, but you in the